you can see what they stripped off, and Jamestown Bronze has that piece.
We're going to remove the rust, hopefully, and not too much of the car,
right?
Because some of the spots are weak and it'll blow right through, but basically the process is simple: air and sand, and take the paint and rust off.
We really don't use sand anymore, do we?
No, we use aluminum oxide.
Gosh. Is it hard? I mean, is it...
No, you don't want to shoot it too hard because it'll warp it.
Right.
It'll stretch the metal and roll it over on you.
Right.
And blow through wherever it's weak.
Pretty good shape?
Yeah. Well, it is for a car. They have to fill all of the pits and that sort of stuff because it is the rust has pitted it, all except for where the paint is.
Right.
Otherwise, it'll be a good fender. Those guys will, they have filler paint and they have body filler and things like that, and they'll make it look real good.
So here we are, Jamestown Bronze, and we're in the process of sandblasting a couple of panels for the stock car 27L, Sammy LaMancuso. And little do we realize that right here in the employ of Jamestown Bronze, where this is all happening, is one Rex Knapp. By the way, who was your dad?
Freddie Knapp was my dad, and of course he was pretty much our idol when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I got my name from one of his old-time friends, Bill Rexford.
Sure.
And he and my dad and Lloyd Moore, who was my uncle, kind of one of the guys who I guess was into NASCAR and kind of drove a few of those races with the older guys, Lee Petty and a couple of those guys. That's how my dad got interested in racing, and how he started racing when he was underage. He just kind of told him he was of age to be driving. But I think that's where he got the bug, was from Lloyd Moore and hanging around with those guys. It's quite a varied history of which we as his kids are very proud of.
Your dad's number was what?
99.
Did you ever explain why that was?
No, I don't know as what he ever really explained that to me. I know one year he tried number 9 on his car, and I don't think anybody liked that very much, so it was back to 99, and I think that was when he was driving for Busick Ford, if I remember correctly. As kids, we enjoyed going to the racetrack and watching him race, and it was a lot of fun. And as he's racing, of course, we'd hope that Emery Man would spin out and roll over, and Sammy LaMancuso would hit the wall, and Squirt Johns would just quit. But we remember those guys very fondly. The competition was really good amongst those guys, but they were, again, off the track, those guys were the best of friends. One night when he was racing, and he was having a little fender bender going on with Johnny Whitehead. And after the race, he went into the pits, and he went over to Whitehead's pit area, and Johnny Whitehead was talking to his wife, and they were having a conversation, and my dad walked up to Mrs. Whitehead and said, "Excuse me just a minute, Gene. I'd like to talk to your husband for just a second." And he was very polite to her, and then talking to Johnny Whitehead, he pulled him aside and grabbed him by the front of the shirt and asked him, "What the hell do you think you were doing out there?" And that was just one of the stories. Of course, they were good friends. And but Mrs. Whitehead, she said she was very impressed with Freddie Knapp and his manners. He said he was probably one of the nicest, politest guys that she had ever met when Sammy was racing. And he always, to me, he always had one of the best looking race cars out there. Color-wise, scheme-wise, and everything else, he wasn't to be bested in that area, I'll tell you. He had a really nice car. Some of the other drivers, but they couldn't compare to Sammy's paint. You know, that was a nice car. Always impressed. Didn't care if he won or not, but I liked the car.
Well, because of what you're doing here, we're going to be able to repaint it, and it'll look like days of old.
I think that I can't wait. I really want to see that car. I hope Sammy gets to drive it again.
We will. We will.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as those panels get done, then they'll be all set. So don't feel any pressure.
No, we'll try not to.
This is from the donor car. These are the two pieces you really wanted.
Yeah, two of the 4.
Bucky, this looks a whole lot different than when I was here last.
A couple hours, all it takes. Yep. We're just about ready to cut it off. Good.
All right.
We're fast.
We're fast and good.
And good.
The Cusimano boys.
We're old guys. Yeah, we used to be fast.
And this is all part of the donor card, right? This is the...
Yes, it is.
This is Mike's thing.
Yeah, that $250 card that he wanted to pay $1.75. I think we got to restore the store. I think we should sell it. Probably. Yeah, I bet you we get $500 or $600 for the store. Easy.
Sell it to Mike. You got a deal.
Tell him we lost it. Go find another one. We got the donor pieces, obviously. We're getting them prepped for paint. We're going to strip the outer skins off of the shells, like Bucky alluded to earlier. That door had a lot of damage to it, so Bucky and I put our old talents together and we remembered how to fix cars. We fixed it.
So Bucky, what's the next step here? I mean, here, look at this thing. This is unbelievable.
Well,
what you've done.
like John said, we got to cut these outer door skins from the door frame.
How does one do that?
Actually, you take a grinder,
Right.
grind the edge right here until it's right through the metal, and you lift the skin right off.
Is that a hard process? Is it a long?
It's tedious.
It is, yeah.
But a grinder will take it off.
It's noisy.
And then what do you do with it? You take it off, you got the skin, and...
Well, then we start fitting panels.
Right.
We have our new quarter panels tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow or Friday.
Jamestown Bronze, right?
And we'll start fitting all the panels. Everything has to match, and then we'll start welding everything together. Well, I shouldn't say that because we got to do the inside yet.
Right.
We're painting the inside black.
Oh, really?
We're going to get rid of all that rust. We're painting it all black. We're going to edge. This is all anal we're getting.
Right.
We're going to edge the inside of all the fenders and door skins bright yellow.
Yeah.
So when we have it all done, it's going to look like a show car. So it's overkill, but I think it'll be neat.
So how's John doing so far, Bucky?
John is doing excellent.
He's doing excellent work?
Excellent.
Just like he used to?
Better than he used to. He's gotten better over the years.
Did you expect Mike Latone to actually pull this off?
I didn't. He talked about it the night of the birthday party, but I never dreamed he'd pull it off.
Yeah.
But here we are.
And Sammy seems to be excited?
Oh. He's ecstatic.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's like a little kid.
Yeah.
5-year-old kid. He's as happy as he's ever been.
Bucky and I used to work together as kids, and this is like old home week. We're having fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy his company.